And we're live.
Hi everyone, my name is Camila. I'm Legal Hackers São Paulo chapter co-organizer, and today we're doing the report out session for the Open Media Legal Hack. I have here with me the great Daza Greenwood. Are you there, Daza, yet?
Hello, here we are coming to you live from MIT.
Amazing. So we're about to enter the room full of amazing people who have been hacking for the whole day. Unfortunately, we don't have much time, but I'm sure they could stay the whole night here discussing how we can disrupt the music and the media industry. But for now, let's go to the pitches.
Okay.
So this is our Brazilian crew. Hi, everyone. So this is how this is going down. We have two amazing groups, and they're going to start presenting their ideas as of now. Who should be the first? You. Come on over. What's the name of your group?
Match Art.
This way. So now with you, directly from Brazil, we have Match Art.
All right. Welcome. Okay, we are listening.
Can you hear me, Daza?
Yes. Yep. You're coming through loud and clear.
Sorry?
You're coming through loud and clear.
Great. So the idea about Match Art is to create an online marketplace for content creators. The idea is to put all the content inside a platform, a marketplace, where producers and people wanting to use like independent content creators as YouTubers or all sorts of people. If they want to use your art, like for example, your music, your images, your all the kind of stuff that you can create, they can go online. They can go on this platform and buy your content using each specific type of license. So, for example, if you want to create a jingle to use on your advertisement, you have to buy that content on that specific license that will only work for a specific time. So we will create a smart contract that will generate all the rules that this content will have to follow to be used. And along with that, we would have a dashboard for the content creator, so he could have the chance to understand how his content is being used. For example, if the content is used in Brazil or in USA or Europe, he would have the chance to see how that would be working, the amount of times that this license was used, and to check how his products was generating revenue and all of that. So the idea is so he can have control of his own earnings. It's kind of like that.
That's very cool.
We're going to introduce you all of the group prior to any feedback. So Match Art people, can you please come out this way? Just so you can see how many amazing people were working on this project.
Great.
Pega escreva aqui no.
Acho que vai ter que botar tudo.
Não vai caber todo mundo. Eu consigo pintar aqui, ó, mais fácil.
So this is Match Art. Any thoughts, Daza?
I can't quite see what's on the paper. I'm sorry.
Match Art.
Oh, I see it now.
Match Art. Match Art. Match Art.
Well, okay, so you want feedback on this? Okay, yes, I have some feedback. So first of all, oh, I'm sorry. Let me ask: this is a second team, right?
Yes.
Second team. Okay, great. We're ready for your presentation now.
Ok. Ele está dizendo para vocês apresentarem e depois ele vai dar o feedback.
Okay, so second team is coming up. This is actually the whole first team, and now we're bringing in the second.
Okay, great. That was the first team. Okay, nice job, team.
Hello, Gaza. How are you?
Hello, what's your name?
I'm Sophia. In fact, I'm very, very shy to speak with you.
Okay.
So this is our second group that is called
Oh, Standard Play Protocol.
Standard Play Protocol. Sophia, let's hear it.
Let's do it now. I hope not to die, really. Here we go. Okay, as an artist, how can I be sure I'm getting the right amount per listener? This is what we're thinking about, and we think about to solve the situation with transparency with blockchain. Then the main purpose of the Standard Play Protocol is to guarantee the singer is being paid for each listen, and also being a reputational value to the streaming platform. Look, using structure, we can take the music and took a fingerprint from the music, hash from the music, and each time this music is played, we can generate a hash that is sent for blockchain. Each time it happens, it's going to always refresh documents in the blockchain, and this hash value from the blockchain document is sent also to the stream platform and to the singer. This way, both can see what is happening, what's the right listener numbers, and also the singer can be sure he's receiving the right value for this. We can also work this with a reputational value for who is listening. Look, my singer, my favorite singer, is receiving the right value from his music. So we try to work with all the network when we talk about this. This is our idea. Each time it's played, it's released in a blockchain. Also, if I listen to music in the stream and offline, the play is registered, and when the device gets online, then the hash is sent for the blockchain, and I receive the hash in the end of the station. This is.
So that's it for the second
sorry.
group. No, that was amazing. So second group.
Okay.
So you can everybody here.
I heard this presentation. I think that was good. I understood you. And nice project. I'll give you more feedback when we're done with the picture. Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Awesome.
We're gonna do. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for listening.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Feedback on the project right now. We're on our way to fetch a speaker so we can all hear your feedback. So
Okay.
while we are at it, we have like 2 singers in here, 1 singer in here who is about to sing you a song. I see you standing already, and you should be. What's your
Okay.
name?
I'm ready for dancing.
Yeah, we have Shayna in here, and Shayna's gonna sing a song. A cappella.
Em português.
Português.
Vem que se quis, depois de tudo, ainda ser feliz. Mas já não há caminho para voltar. E o que é que a vida fez da nossa vida? O que é que a gente não faz por amor? Mas tanto faz, já que esqueci de te esquecer, porque o teu desejo é meu maior prazer, e o meu destino é querer sempre mais. A minha estrada corre no teu mar. Agora vem pra perto, vem depressa, vem sem fim, dentro de mim que eu quero sentir o teu corpo pesando sobre o meu. Vem, meu amor, vem pra mim, me abraça devagar, me beija e me faz esquecer.
About that.
I speak English, but I'm so ashamed.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Marisa Monte.
So just so you know, we're plugging in the speaker. We should be able to do your part of the feedback anytime soon. We're just plugging in. Yeah, we are on. Can you try speaking right now?
Okay. Hello, hello.
Okay. Hello, hello.
Sound and clear. Yeah, let's do this.
Okay. Great. So the first team. Oh, there's some feedback. Can you turn your microphone off while I provide the? Oh, never mind. We're good now. Google fixed it. Okay, Google fixed it. Great. Thank you. So that's better. So I have some feedback for the first team first. On that project, first of all, I'd say I want to acknowledge that it was a direct fit for the themes of the hackathon. And in particular, it addressed several of the challenges that we identified in New York City last weekend with Jesse K and the new agency, and also with Monax and Brooklyn Legal Hackers, where they were very concerned about being able to provide a like the whole life cycle, we would call it, of information and data for the musician. What I mean by that is from the moment that the music was created, all the way through the different ways it was used and distributed, they felt it was very important that the musicians and the composers of the music be able to have better data about all of the ways that the music was distributed and stored, played, who played it, how many times, in what kind of applications, this kind of stuff. And it sounds like you very much had that as part of your project. So now I have some feedback specifically. And it is, I would encourage you, if you can stay in contact as a team, or if you have some more time today or later, to start to sketch out what would be the visualization of the data in a way that a musician or a composer who may not be technical can still understand what the data is. Because it can be difficult to provide a spreadsheet of rows and columns of information about the plays and the data about the music is hard to understand. And so my feedback is to think more about maybe like a dashboard or some simple design to visualize the meaning and what's important in all the data, so that it's easy to understand for the musicians and the composers. Does that make sense? You have to take the mic or put the mic back on to speak. Sorry, thank you.
Group one who wants to address this? Yeah, they're always saying that that makes sense, and they wish to continue on doing this, like better evaluating what are the proposals and how can they bring this project more close to what they're aimed at. That's what you're saying, to the consumers and to the artists and so on and so forth. Better desolating this concept. So yes.
Right, and you can do that. You can just on paper, no problem. Sketch out what it might look like, or you can draw it on the whiteboard.
Yeah, perhaps like swim lane diagrams, as we discussed.
Well, not so much. That is what you say. Swimline is a good thing to do, but my feedback is different right now. Right now, my feedback is more like to sketch out what would you see on the screen. So, like to actually do a wireframe of like, you know, the menu and what can you click on, and maybe like
it would be sort of like a SketchUp of a prototype of the MVP, kind of like the login area of the visualization of the data, like statistic, kind of those pizza diagrams or that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. So more like a wireframe or SketchUp or something like this. And it's okay if you do it on Google Slide or you do it on paper or you use something like Balsamic or SketchUp is fine. But if you can add that to your project and put it into the slides with Mila so that we can all see each other's projects, I think that would be a very important next step.
Cool, cool.
Okay, great. So can I go to the next project now?
Sure.
Yes.
Let me turn the mic off.
Thank you. All right. So now project number 2. So for that project, this is something that Mila and I worked on at MIT in January of this year with another legal hacker named Brian, who today is doing the same kind of thing in Kansas City, and also with some other lawyers and technologists. And it really comes down to solving the problem of unique identification of a digital asset like music, or even an activity or event is another thing that you can have a unique code for, like a consent or a signature to contract. But the main thing is to have what in English we call provenance. Provenance. Mila can explain that if you want, but it's a provable history of all of the events and the source of data over time. And so when you said that you could have a fingerprint, like using a hash algorithm, I think this is good technology. And the way you describe the project, I want to say, makes sense to me. And so now my feedback is that's more specific. I want to show you some pictures. So I'm going to do a quick screen share to show you some things here. Okay, so hopefully I am presenting now. Here are some examples of ways that you can, here we go. Let me just go right to Identicon. Yeah, here we go. So here's, there's an open source algorithm that lets you take a hash or any data and express it in a very simple visual code that will basically provide, it'll provide you a simple way that a person could look at a small amount of information visually and know if the hash is changed and you present this visual data, they can very quickly see if that it has changed. It can be difficult for people in the moment to read along, numbers and letters in a long string for the like SHA-256 hash digest and to check if anything has changed. It shouldn't be very difficult, but it's kind of a chore. It's not easy for human beings, but it's very easy for a person to glance at the Identicon and to know if it's the same or a different Identicon. So if you have a person at a point of sale making a purchase and a sale, or if you have a person that's trying to monitor transactions very quickly on the fly and they want to prevent fraud or mistakes when they're happening and not later, it can be helpful to provide people a quick thing they can see with their eyes and understand, but that contains all of the information that you get from the hash algorithm and from the fingerprint. So I would encourage you to think, this is similar to my feedback to team number 1, but for team number 2, I would encourage you also to think about the human experience, the user interface or the user design, and just imagine what exactly would a person see and what would they do in order to use the system and to easily understand it so they can get the most out of it in that moment when they're using it. And one thing you could look at is Identicons, but you can maybe think about a different way too. A different way is fine. Identicon is just one example. So if you could put your mic back on, I just want to ask team number 2 if you understood the kind of what I said and if it made sense to you. The mute's still on. Okay.
Yeah. Team number 2, are you okay? Like, so basically, besides doing what team number 1 is doing, is also to think of another way of doing this, not maybe through Identicon by using another technology, and perhaps come up with another solution. Is that it?
Yeah, like another solution, you could do it with CryptoKitties. It's another simple visual thing that connects to data. You could do it with a QR barcode. You could do it with an Identicon. But I just want to see, do you understand the feedback? I know it's a language barrier.
All set. All clear.
Okay, great. So that's my quick feedback. And then I also, for you, encourage you to write down the project in something that we can put into the slides for project 2. And then we can see here both the projects from Sao Paulo, and we're putting the slide, we're doing it for Kansas City, New York, San Francisco, and MIT. And then next month we'll have Tokyo and Vienna. And then I think we'll have Tel Aviv now also in the winter. So we can keep checking the slide deck at legalhackathon.org. And you can see, other people can see your project, and you can see other people's projects, and we can all share ideas about the good legal hacks.
Amazing. Thanks, Dada, for joining us for the evening. We hope you have a great, great, great hacking day tomorrow. Let's keep in touch. I'll make sure to go on. Nice meeting you. Let's all hear you.
Great. Thank you very much. See you soon. Bye.